Hey everyone.
Yo, nice, sick, cool. No, you know what? I got it. We good. We're just gonna continue rolling. We doing this all in one shot, one take, one try. This is not dude perfect.
This is the second take.
Oh, shut up. I will clobber you over the head with the bottle.
Well, okay. Welcome back to Bitters, Brews, and Laughs. We're your hosts, Colin and Alex. Alex, how are you?
I'm present, but also kind of not. You feel?
Yeah, I apparently I'm the same way because that was a. I've never claimed to be intelligent. Anyways, so we're gonna move right on into our first segment here.
Sick. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go talk libations.
Sick. So this week we don't actually have a drink prepared for you guys, so we're actually going to be tasting the Boulevard Tank 7. It's an American ale. I've had it before. I don't remember if you've had it before, but we're going to be teaching you how to properly pour beer so it has a head on it. So what you start off with, get your bottle opener, open the bottle. It's for totally not the second take. It totally wasn't already taken off. You open it up, tilt your glass at about 45-degree angle, and then you want to start slowly pouring the beer in so that it doesn't create all that fizz quite yet. And then once it gets to about 3/4 of the way full, you want to tilt the glass back up and then just free pour it to the center. Ooh, I did that a little bit too much though. Ooh.
Easy, bud.
Professionalism, perfect. Look at that.
Look at that. Isn't she a beauty?
That is quite the head on her.
Look at that.
There she is.
There she is.
Let her in. I'll get Alex's over here. And this one I won't. I think I may have stopped that a little too early. Whatever. We don't need that. Get out of here.
Yeets, bottle cap. Ah, yes, the true sign of an apartment. Bottle caps everywhere, all over the floor.
Yes. Hey, I mean, there's scratch marks on the floor where I'm fairly certain the previous owner had their bed in here. I'm not going to say what I think happened, but if you have an imagination, I think you can understand what probably happened.
If you have an imagination. What, are you saying people don't have imaginations? Colin, what the fuck? That's rude.
Some people. Some people don't have imaginations. Ooh, she is a feisty one.
Feisty.
It's a feisty one here.
Feisty.
It's a feisty one here, bud.
Feisty.
Yeah, just be careful that you don't overfill the glass because it can get out of hand pretty quick if you're not used to pouring beer. I'm gonna tempt fate here.
It's like syrup.
It is like syrup. Wait, what?
Pour carefully. You ever poured syrup out of a bottle too fast? Like if you're ever at IHOP and you go, I just want a drizzle of syrup, and you accidentally just crank the opening on the lid too far back, and you just this mound of syrup just comes flowing out.
Yeah.
And just floods your plate, and pancakes start to float.
Oh my god. I've never done it that bad, but oh my god.
It's a sight to behold, I tell you what.
I would imagine so.
I didn't know pancakes were buoyant.
I mean, they're fluffy if you get them right.
For a certain level of time.
There you go, Alex. If you want to let's just top that off a little bit more.
Top her off.
I'm just gonna tempt fate. I'm tempting fate here.
That looks like something I don't want to mention what it looks like. I can't believe you didn't see what I just saw. That's gonna be. I'm only gonna be the one that understands that.
R. Kelly?
No. No, not even remotely close. What?
I thought maybe you thought golden shower or something like that.
No. I was talking about the shape of the foam head, and as you're pouring, there's an open center.
Oh.
Now you got it.
I do get it. I my brain was like, maybe that's what he was thinking. All right, well.
R. Kelly. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clinks, doofus.
Oh, okay. Clink.
I'll clink from a distance.
Social distancing.
Amen.
God, that's a good beer.
That's so good.
I don't know if it's available everywhere. I think it's a Midwestern sort of thing. So I'm sure you could probably have it shipped somewhere if you really wanted to try it. But I mean,
yeah, it's great. It's a very balanced flavor.
It is.
It doesn't have too much. Like it doesn't. It's not very highly hoppy like an IPA is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a well balanced brew.
yeah. And I'm not a huge fan of IPAs, so the hops are
Ooh.
pretty perfect for me.
Oh, I love IPA.
You know what? It's a hit or miss for me. Sometimes some IPAs I like. My palate's really weird, so.
I like a lot of beer.
A lot of different types or a lot of beer at once?
Lots of different types. I've only had one beer that I did not like.
Oh. Have you ever had the chocolate milk stout? She knows what I'm talking about. She's excited.
I think so, yeah.
It's if you ever get the chance, Alex or anybody listening, to try a chocolate milk stout, I would highly recommend it. It's a very easy beer to drink, and it's so smooth. It's on the same level as Guinness. Oh God.
Yeah.
Sorry, beer. I get the beer burps like absolute fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be leaning off Mike often. I'm not one cheeking it. Not gonna one cheek it.
Not gonna one cheek it this time.
If you don't know that reference, check out our YouTube channel. There's a clip that will explain that on there. It was actually it was a very funny moment. It was that was our first episode, right? First full episode.
Yeah. That was episode 1. Mm-hmm. That was great. That was a fucking great moment.
It was pretty great.
Oh. That's an excellent brew.
Yes.
I dig that one a lot. That's really good.
Yeah. So, current events.
Current events.
NASA and SpaceX just launched their first manned rocket from Kennedy Space Center since 2011.
I think it's been 2011. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since then. Yeah, and as of recording it, today is Saturday, May 30th.
Yes, it is.
So SpaceX happened. Yay! No weather delays.
Yes.
No, if y'all didn't catch that, definitely go watch the playback of it. It was very, very cool to see people launch in a rocket from the U.S.
Yes, it was.
Again.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't seen the inside of
That shit's
Falcon,
dope.
no,
That is so sick.
Is it Falcon Heavy or is it Crew Dragon? Crew Dragon. My bad. Falcon Heavy is the cargo ship.
Yep.
It literally looks like it's the future because they don't have the typical 50,000 buttons. They've got giant like panoramic screens, and that's like so freaking cool to me.
Yeah, it's pretty bonkers stuff. I like it a lot. I was just we'll get to the next bit about. So we were so today we went to the range, our local gun range.
Yep.
And so we finish up. We come out of the range at like the perfect time because it's like 4 minutes till the rocket launches. I forgot that it was launching today up until we got out of the range.
Yeah, I knew it was happening. I just had.
And it was the coolest thing ever because everyone that was in the waiting lobby
just all stopped,
and we're just watching the TV in the waiting lobby.
It was pretty cool.
I was like,
it's history. It's the second start of what did they said something on the actual broadcast of that. That's scaring me. Every time you're just like, I'm just gonna wave this over the roadcaster, tempt the gods. Please don't spill it. If this doesn't come out, if it does come out, that means he didn't spill it. If it doesn't come out, I'll tweet about it and I'll say he spilled it on the roadcaster.
I'll tweet about it.
Yep. Was that the replacement or is that the old one?
No, this is the same one.
Oh, okay.
You can see the channel 1 fader is
Oh yeah.
still crooked.
Oh yeah, because they probably still haven't gotten any more in, have they?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten an email update on it yet, so.
Yeah.
But it's nice that they let me keep this one.
Yes. Shout out to Sweetwater. Not sponsored in the slightest by Sweetwater, but unless I'm mistaken, all of the audio. All of the audio gear here, save for that mic stand because he forgot the bracket at home, and this boom mic stand were all purchased from Sweetwater. Microphone was purchased from Sweetwater. Shock mount was not. Shock mount was 3D printed, actually. This was something I did back in high school. So I've had this for 6 years, and it's held up the entire time, which is really freaking cool because it's practical. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. But yeah, Sweetwater is absolutely fantastic. The fact that you can order something online and you'll get a call within like the first hour from your sales rep saying, hey, just wanted to let you know we got your order. It'll be out it'll be out shipped by this day. And you can text them. You can text your sales rep and get a response. And I think that's awesome. And it doesn't even have to be product related. Literally, I was texting with what was my sales rep name? I think my sales rep's name was Dan. And he like followed up with me, made sure everything was good, and he double checked, made sure the cable was working. And I genuinely appreciate Sweetwater. And they send you candy, which is really cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, good customer service, hands down, from a lot of companies that I've ever used. They truly care about the products that they sell, and they want you to have a good experience. And that means everything to them. And it means everything to me.
Yes.
Especially when I'm spending lots of money on audio gear or software plugins for DAWs.
Yeah.
Any of that kind of stuff. I mean, whatever you're buying that's audio related, music related, what have you, they have it. Unless it's out of stock, as a lot of stuff is right now.
Yeah, like the podcaster. Everything. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Ooh,
the Rode Pod mic.
Oh, pod mic. I keep saying podcaster.
I think it's a hot commodity.
Oh my god.
But it's because it's $100.
It's $100 and it's made by Rode, and Rode makes really good products.
So.
Not sponsored by Rode either.
Nope.
We're not sponsored by anybody. We will be fully upfront and disclose if we are sponsored by anybody throughout the course of this show.
Oh, hands down.
We are sponsored by Anchor, though.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, because Anchor is an awesome company that hosts our stuff for free. Check them out, anchor.fm. If you want to start your own podcast, even though there's already been a ad break in here of me talking about it, still go check them out. It's awesome.
Yeah. If you have the want to start a show, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
So, get to it. You don't need fancy gear. You don't need a lot of stuff.
Nope.
All you need is your phone.
Yeah. I would recommend recording in a small-ish room with carpet and furniture, like particularly a couch or something will help reduce the amount of echo, which is what we're trying to do. That's why we have the foam back here. If you're watching the video, you can see that on my back wall. You can see my new accent lighting for my my shelving unit, which is really cool. That's not how it's going to be permanently, but I thought it was not the waterproof kind, and it was the waterproof kind, so I have to manually cut out some of the glue and put it, because I'm putting it between the shelves. Yeah. It's going to look sick, though. I might take that down and paint it black, because it'll be a really cool background, even though I've literally had that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like since I moved from Illinois.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I am genuinely surprised the thing has not fallen apart.
Well, it helps if it's built well.
Yeah.
You know, that makes all the difference in the world is it built well?
Yes.
So. Yeah, that's good.
It's so good. It's a very, very smooth drink.
Yep. Superb.
So yeah, back to what we were talking about the gun range. We went there. This is the first time that I went there. I now own a firearm, personal defense firearm, because I'm in a less than okay part of town, and I'm not gonna sound preachy, but I want to take my right as an American to have a gun and protect myself. So we went there and shot that for the first time. He knows a lot about guns, so he's taught me how to open it, how to clean it, how to properly maintain it, that I need this, and this to make sure that it's safe. So by no means is this an uninformed thing. If you're going to go out and buy a gun, don't go out because you want to protect yourself. Go out with the purpose of learning how to properly own a firearm, keep the firearm safe, and operate it safely. So
yeah. My big thing is I am all for anybody that wants to be an owner to be an owner, but what I'm fully not okay with is negligent ownership.
Yes.
I believe if you're going to own a firearm, you need to be educated.
Yes. Yes, you do.
You need to have the knowledge of how to store, maintain, train with. Number one, you need to know your state's laws, period. Hands down. It doesn't matter where you live. I don't care whatever state you live in. If you think, oh, I've had guns all my life, please check your state laws because you have no fucking idea.
Yes.
There are many, many laws for guns per state, and every state is different. No state is the same. So please, if you're going to do that, check your state's regulations for any firearm.
Yes. For instance, I live in Missouri, and in Missouri, it is completely legal without a license to own and open carry a firearm, except for in buildings where it's prohibited. So basically, I could walk out with my gun in a holster on my side and not be arrested. However, if I go into Kansas and I don't have a concealed carry license, I can be arrested for that.
Yep.
So don't think that just because you live in a state that concealed carry or open carry is legal without a license, you will still require it if you go to another state.
Yes.
Which is something that I need to do so that I have that.
Yep.
Anyways.
With that being said, please just be responsible. It is a firearm after all.
Mm-hmm.
You can accidentally cause harm to yourself, someone you care about, or someone you don't even know. Mm-hmm. So just please be careful. Please be responsible. Listen, it's a tool.
It is a tool.
Okay? At the end of the day, it's a tool. It's a tool that was created for a reason. However you deem, like, the reason I own is because I love to go to the range. I like to go planking. I find it incredibly fun. You know, I don't own it because I feel like I need to defend my life. No, that's not why I own it. I don't feel like my life is that much in danger.
Mm-hmm.
But as an American citizen, I like to use my rights.
Fair enough.
And I have the right to own this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And going to the range with my friends are some of the funnest moments I have.
Yeah.
I love it.
Today was so much fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
I had such a good time.
Yeah. This is the first time that I've gone to a range with a personal firearm. So that was a huge difference of pulling up, and instead of like the guy being like, okay, so which one do you want to rent? This is how you operate it, blah, blah, blah. This is my firearm. I now need to know what to do because I'm not going to get told how to do it by the instructor.
Yeah.
I supplied my own ammo. I didn't, until after I went through all 50 that I had.
Blew through all your rounds.
Because it was fun. But I definitely plan to go back and perfect my skills because I had my girlfriend over here who's sitting off camera that you can't see playing Animal Crossing.
Yo, shout out to Animal Crossing. Not sponsored, but
shout out to Nintendo for making an awesome game. I convinced her to get in there. She's a little bit wary of very, very loud noises, which is understandable. And I had her go in there. I convinced her to go in there after some people had left because they had some very, very loud guns in there.
yeah.
And I brought the target. I don't know why I can't speak today. I brought the target to 10 feet, which is close to where I was shooting from. And I had her shoot 5 bullets. And she, by and large, did better than I did. And I was just like, I'm so proud. I'm so freaking proud of that. But at the same time, that means I need to practice more because if I'm going to be protecting her, if I'm going to be protecting anybody else, I need to be accurate.
Yes, you do.
Because more often than not, you don't want to shoot to kill. You want to shoot to disable. Because it's not necessarily the best thing to just take somebody's life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one thing when you say, well, why couldn't you shoot him in the leg? For anyone that says this, I would love you to go to a range and try and shoot a target. Let's put him at 18 feet. That target becomes really tiny, especially if you're aiming for a leg.
Oh, yes.
it becomes almost damn near impossible to hit,
Yep.
especially if that individual is moving. So you have to take in consideration your distance and is this person moving?
Yes.
If they are standing still, which more than likely they are not going to be, because most human beings do not stand still when they're in fight or flight mode.
No, they are not. No, they don't.
So that's something you have to take in consideration. And you have to go, well, the largest target is center mass.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes when you go and engage that individual that is threatening your life, that round ends up being a lethal hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do your best to not aim to kill, but aim to, yes, disable.
Yes.
But immediately, if that was the case, get medical assistance.
Yes. Don't. If you had a legitimate reason for shooting someone, if you had a legitimate reason for someone coming at you, you should not be afraid to call the police and ambulance. You shouldn't. Just don't run away from the scene. If somebody is coming at you and you have to use your weapon, don't run away from the scene.
Yes.
That is the worst possible thing that you could do, because then it looks bad on you.
Yes.
Be honest with the cops. I know there are some bad cops out there, especially nowadays where that's kind of becoming more prevalent, unfortunately. There are many, many, many good cops out there. Like with many things, like with racism and stuff like that, it causes the 1 to 5% of each group causes this negative image on there that is not representative of the entire group.
Correct.
And it's unfortunate because then, you know, black people get labeled as people who rob places and stuff like that, which is, I've met many black people in my life. They are all fantastic.
Yes.
You should never judge somebody before you know them.
Exactly.
And then that's how, you know, Muslim people got, you know, labeled with terrorists, which is stupid because that's not the case. There's just so many things that get mislabeled and misinformation gets put out there, and it's just so aggravating because these people who are just trying to live their life and trying to be good citizens end up getting labeled and then getting pushed to do they don't get pushed to harm themselves. Is more often what happens, is they harm themselves because they feel they can't get a job, they can't be accepted. When they move to America to be accepted and have their own life outside of their government that they came from. We just need to be more, we need to tolerate people better. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But 100%, when there is a genuine problem like what's going on right now with the death of George Floyd, we need to come together as a people and make a change. Yes.
I think there needs to be an absolute fundamental change in how people view this stuff. Because from what I have seen, okay, you know, at what the news has shown, the video footage I've seen, it's not okay.
No.
Period.
It's not.
I don't care who you are. That's not serving and protecting.
No.
By any means. And a lot of cops are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, I hope you... Even the cops, they're straight up saying, this is not us. This is not representative of us.
Yeah.
There are so many cops that I've both met, like the 2 cops that I met on the night when I hit the deer and totaled my car. They were both very, very nice. They could tell that I was nervous because I'd hit the cop and shaken up, and they were very helpful. They made sure that before they left, I was able to get a hold of somebody, did the report. He gave me the slip of paper that said, hey, police report's been filed if you need it. He said, I hope you have a better night. I'm like, thank you so much. There are so many cops that are like that are willing to go out of your way if you treat them like humans.
Yes.
Because they are humans. Humans make mistakes.
They're people.
Yes.
It's the same way people like look at, you know, the men and women that serve in our military, right? They're people too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Both anyone in public service, they're people. Whether they be firefighters, you know, EMTs, police officers, military members, they're all people. they all are people. They all have feelings. They all have a consciousness. They all have their own thoughts and opinions. They're people. Okay? Regardless of they have to abide by this protocol, doesn't matter. They're people. And
Yes.
there is always going to be a sour apple wherever you go. And every job you're in, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be that one prick that just likes to flex his power, likes to show I'm the fucking alpha, below me, and move on. There's always going to be that one person.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that leads to everyone assuming, oh, let's just say, right, in terms of what's going on with police officers, all cops are bad. Where that is not the fucking case.
No, it's not.
Not in the fucking slightest.
No.
And I hate that that's something that I see a lot of, is hating on officers. There are so many officers that are of all different walks of life.
Yes.
All different races. It doesn't matter. I mean, the guy, I think it's in California, if I'm not mistaken. There's a training chief, and he is Asian. And there was a piece done on it about the situations that cops can often face and how quickly that can turn and why they sometimes have to defend their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage people to watch this. I can't remember who it's from. I think she was a former BuzzFeed employee. And she wanted to see, okay, what is it like to be a cop? And I applaud her for that. Because she wanted to know what it's like to be thrown into these scenarios where you could potentially die. There is a chance that you could lose your life. And I think it really opened her eyes and broadened her horizons on, Jesus Christ, this is real. This shit is not a joke.
It's not.
These people could die.
Yeah.
Very well. Like, they could go on a shift, whether it be a day or night shift, if they're a patrol officer, and potentially just die that day.
Mm-hmm. And they risk their lives regardless of whether or not they have families at home. They feel so moved to protect everyone that they risk their lives to keep people safe. And those are the good cops.
Yes. Speaking of
cops, thank you. Godspeed.
Get him, boys, get him.
Stay safe. Don't do anything bad.
Stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands.
Yes. I didn't mean for this to be super preachy, but I mean, we're trying our best to not be biased.
Yeah.
We're going by our personal experience. We're going by, I don't know if I can really say statistics, but thank you. I have no idea if any of this is going to get picked up on recording, but
as more sirens go by.
Yeah, more and more sirens going by, because there is an active protest going down half a mile up the street from me. But we're trying to just get the information out there, just not necessarily change people's minds, but give them another perspective to go from. Because you're not going to change somebody's mind in a day.
Oh, hell no.
If you do, either their belief wasn't very strong, or you're one of the few people that are really, really good at making your point. Mm-hmm. And their point of view just had to have been either so completely skewed away from what you were trying to say that my train of thought was on the rails.
And then it's been derailed.
The track switcher turned on accident, and then it was like parallel to it, so I was kind of still talking about it, and then it just kind of...
Whoops.
Moral of the story: make your own opinions. Don't take anybody else's word for it. Don't take our word for it. We're just giving you reasons to go out and research. Go do your own research. You don't have to get it from Fox News or CNN or any of the big news. I'm not going to shit on them. This is not what this is about. get it from somebody other than a big news station. Go out and do your own research. Like, look up the statistics. Like, look up the statistics from government workers, like government institutions that are required to be like exact and precise.
Yeah.
Don't go by what any major news site says, because chances are it could be skewed, it could be misinterpreted, or just straight up they're trying to be deceptive. Because I've seen many charts and plot lines and stuff like that. Not plot lines, that's storytelling. Plot line. I'm losing my mind, man. The like the bar graphs and stuff like that have been so skewed. Like, the way a bar graph is supposed to be, 0 is at the bottom, your upper limit is at the top. I've seen many news stations, like, say it's showing death by cop, just because that's on the thing that we're talking about. They'll put on the up and down axis, they'll put, like, say it's 30 per capita.
Yeah.
And they'll put year to year, and they'll say, like, oh, 2019, there was 30 per capita. Mm-hmm. And then they'll make it very, like, instead of having an actual even, like, what is it called? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to say like, but I'm saying it a lot. They put it very skewed. So instead of there being the right spacing between the numbers that it should be accurately to the next top number that they're going to, they squish it, or they expand it and make it seem like it's a lot bigger of a jump than it really is. Like, they'll start, the bottom number will be 30 instead of 0, and they'll make it seem like somehow this year was just so much worse than the rest.
Yeah.
Or any other year was worse than the rest. And you really need to pay attention to that, because if you just look at the big flashy colors and what stuff like that, it's very easily misconstrued.
Oh, 100%.
And it's unfortunate, because so many people rely on these news sources to be accurate. And I hate that I'm saying this phrase, but some of it is fake news. Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake news. I hate that I'm saying it, but there are some news sources that are very much fake news. They have to make money, so they hire writers and they make a story that will sell.
Yes.
Whether or not it's 100% true or not, whether or not they've skewed the truth, is completely off. They don't care. And it sucks, because it has caused and will continue to cause so many issues. For instance, I actually just saw this today, that while all these protests were going on in Minneapolis and all over the country, where people are burning, looting, and everything, like, some news sources were only reporting on African American people who were looting, instead of everyone that was looting. And I get so heated about this, because it angers me that people get suppressed like this. And suppressed is the right word, right? They get repressed.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary suppression, but yes.
They, like, everybody gets lumped into this big group. It's if you're a rioter, then you're looting, which is not the case. There were so many people who were rioting, and then there was a handful of people that were looting, of all races.
Yes. And
that angers me, because it's when people only report on the African American people that are doing it, it adds to the situation. That's not what this situation with George Floyd is supposed to be. The situation is supposed to be equality for all.
Yeah.
No matter what race. It is supposed to be all lives matter. Every single one of them. And it angers me when people group that or choose to purposely omit information to make it to push their own agenda.
Yeah.
And it just
I feel like with this whole scenario, it really shows kind of how I feel in my own viewpoint. I feel like there is so much, you are either this or that. You are on this side, you are on that side. There's no middle ground. You are one or the fucking other. And if you're not this, fuck you. I don't feel like that's being an American at all.
No.
I can't really speak 100% truth on this, but I feel like that viewpoint further back in years is far different. Everyone cared about each other. Like, people cared about their communities quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people got along with each other. I'm not saying everything was fucking hunky-dory, but people definitely got along. I'm not saying there wasn't conflict, there weren't issues. There's always going to be conflict and issues.
Unfortunately,
there is no such thing as a utopia, and
No.
and there never will be.
Nope.
But
We can get damn near close.
we can get damn near close, yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I think people just need to realize that we are all people.
We're all different.
Yes.
Nobody's perfect. If someone fucks up, don't immediately just be like, oh, you're a shitty person.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with this whole, I don't even know what to call it, this whole movement to try to cancel people for things that they've done 15, 20 years ago.
The cancel culture is ridiculous.
It's stupid. Because people will be like, oh, well, this person said on this obscure thing while they were totally not intoxicated or anything like that, they will say that, oh, they said this, which means this is how they are now, 15 years later. If they're still 15 years later, and there is still reason to believe that, go ahead and condemn them. But 90% of the time, these people have changed. People don't stay the same over the years.
Usually,
they won't.
Yes.
Like, I have done almost a complete 180 since high school. I used to be very much like, follow the rules. All the rules are there for a reason. If you don't follow them, you're wrong. You should be put in jail. Nowadays, I understand that people can get, like, for instance, smoking weed or doing drugs. People can get, like, hooked on that stuff. And
Yes.
of no fault of their own, get trapped into this horrible cycle of just downward spirals.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. They're just a victim of circumstance. And things happen. You shouldn't judge them to be a horrible person until you attempt to help them.
Yeah, exactly. If you attempt to help somebody and they will not change, they will not put forth the effort to do something different to better themselves, then they can't be helped, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's just how people are.
Yeah.
Some people are willing to take the extra leap and go, I need to make a change, and they make the change and they're better for it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people that just aren't willing to make that change.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't willing to put forth that effort because they don't fucking want to. And I don't care how hard you try, you're not going to change that person's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
And then kind of to circle back to the whole police thing, I was actually watching Live PD the other day, and a girl got in a crash, and she saw a cop that she's seen before who just so happened to have arrested her a year prior for drugs. And instead of being upset with the officer, she said thank you because that officer helped her clean up her life.
Mm-hmm.
They do that. They take drugs and people who do drugs and distribute drugs off the streets because they're trying to protect them and the rest of the people on the streets.
Correct. Yeah.
And even if it's 1 in 100 that gets something good out of that, the person who's dealing or doing drugs, that's a positive because that's one less person that has their life fucked over by drugs.
Yep.
And it makes me sad because people discredit what officers do because they're just like, why won't they just let us alone? When they're doing heroin, meth, and all this stuff, they can save so many people's lives because they take these drugs off the streets and risk their lives doing it because most of the time the drug dealers are armed. They'll shoot. And they just put their lives in danger constantly.
They do, without a doubt. I mean, like we said prior, every day is an unknown for them. They have to they have to come up to every scenario they find being, Jesus Christ, am I going to die today?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't care. They do it anyways.
Yep.
And you can't look at that and go, wow, what a shitty person. You can't. And if you do, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Don't talk to me.
Because that's not right. Someone that takes their life, puts their life before, they take what they had, their mortality, but put someone else before themselves. Mm-hmm. It's the ultimate sacrifice.
It is.
It is I don't care who you are. Everyone has to sacrifice something in life. You have to sacrifice something to get somewhere else.
For instance, I sacrificed my sanity to be with her. Love you.
So there's always going to be sacrifice, but there is the ultimate sacrifice of selflessness.
Yes.
And putting your own life at risk to save someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't see that as a positive, as these people are heroes, then that's not okay. If you look at nurses and doctors, everyone that works in hospitals and grocery stores as heroes right now.
Yes.
But you don't see public service people like officers, your the individual that delivers your goddamn mail, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
As a selfless act, then I think your view is totally wrong.
Yes.
I don't think you're seeing the entire picture. Because selflessness is the ultimate act that anyone could do.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody. You see people, and I've seen a lot of it now recently because shit's so fucked.
Yes.
And people are just kind of losing their goddamn minds over this entire pandemic. Which, fair. No one's had to deal with something like this in their lifetime. Maybe your grandparents, right?
Yeah.
They very well lived through the Depression, and they understand kind of. They've like, okay, I've seen shit go down like this before. Mm-hmm. We've never seen this before. We've never experienced this before.
Not a pandemic, but we have experienced depression before,
yes.
Which unfortunately probably will follow this.
Unfortunately, yes.
Hopefully it's not as bad as people think it's going to be. Hopefully we will get out of it. We will get out of it. I know we will, but it will take time. Completely forgot where I was going with that.
It's the entire situation we find ourselves in is definitely a marathon.
Yes.
There's no sprint to the finish here.
Yeah. And I just want to make it clear for the people that decide that their enjoyment and their spring break, their summer break is more important than keeping other people safe. Fuck you. Fuck you. The fact that you go out and go to these beaches and stuff like that, don't social distance, don't wear masks because you want to be happy and you want to have fun. Fuck you.
You want to party and get your deck wet.
Exactly.
Is a totally negligent mindset.
Yes. Because chances are you're going to go from that, you're going to see somebody who may or may not be compromised, or have some sort of outlying circumstances which could cause them to die from having COVID. And you don't care about that. You're not thinking ahead to what's going to happen next. You're just thinking, I'm done with this. I'm done with this quarantine. I'm going to go out and do stuff. Just because you are done with COVID doesn't mean COVID is done with us.
That's a fact. That is a factual statement. It doesn't care whether you're like, I'm done. I want to go do something. Even though Colin and I may be doing this podcast, we've been seeing each other enough now.
Yeah.
To the point where we have created our circle.
Yes.
Right. We've created our bubble, and we take the necessary precautions, right, to be safe.
Yes.
To feel comfortable. no one likes to feel uncomfortable. I don't give a shit who you are. No one likes to be uncomfortable.
No.
Right? And, I mean, I might only be, 21, about to be 22 years old. But I want to not only be safe in this, current time we find ourselves in, I want other people to be safe.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are just like, fuck it. I don't care. I want to go get fucking shit-faced on the beach. I want to go party. I want to go do all these things. Again, like I was talking about selflessness, there is going to be sacrifice. Okay? The sacrifices you make now are going to affect current events coming down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to sacrifice not going to your, to the beach and getting shit-faced drunk and not, spacing yourself, I don't necessarily social distancing, but more physical distancing, I think is the better term.
Yes.
For it. Because I think being socially distant is horrible for people.
Yes.
But physically distancing yourself from individuals is going to be crucial.
Yes. Because you can still meet with people and be with people and still maintain the CDC's recommendation of 6 feet.
Yeah.
For instance, my grandma and grandpa who live down in Florida in their little community, they every week have a little meeting where all the people come out from their houses, sit in the middle of the street, 6 feet apart, and talk to each other and have drinks. You can do that. You can still be social.
Yes.
You can still play games online with friends. You can still go and see someone and still be smart about it. You don't have to go to the beach and be within, dick's length of somebody else.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that close. You can still be separate and still have fun.
Dick's length.
Distance may vary between men.
Distance may vary. Distance may vary, dependent upon measurement. And if you push in.
I'm glad we had a couple laughs. This has been a very serious episode, but I'm glad we get. That's another thing, is you can still take this seriously and still crack jokes about it as long as you're still, being serious. You're still being relatively serious about the situation. Like if I couldn't joke about my past traumas, if my girlfriend couldn't joke about her past traumas, chances are we'd be dead.
I think if you can't laugh at yourself,
Yeah.
and situations going on around you, even though they may be incredibly serious, right?
Yeah.
It sends you into just a spiraling whirl of hell.
Yep.
And it's not fun. Nobody wants to be in that position.
Nope.
Humor, I think, comedy and humor in general, I think it's the sustainer of life. Like, finding humor in anything, even after the outcome of it, just be it, a horrific event, you still acknowledge that, yes, this was fucking terrible, but this little part was really fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Like
the fact that, you struggle to find toilet paper. I'm sure some people still maybe, I don't know if there's still really like super high toilet paper shortages, but the fact that you couldn't find anything to wipe your ass with made you had to get, you had to get creative. All right.
Yes.
You'd been like, what could I use?
It made so many memes.
There are leaves on my tree that I could wipe my ass with. That's a possibility.
Correct.
I could wipe my ass with gravel.
People have joked about wiping their asses with their cats
Yo, no joke.
as last resorts.
Wet wipes.
Wet
my
wipes.
man. Wet wipes.
I bet you the sales of bidets went up like crazy.
I bet you those Europeans are like any European country that's like full on bidets are just like, what a bunch of fucking savages. Like, so one of my favorite comedians, Craig Ferguson. Shout out to Craig Ferguson. Was like talking about, he was like, could you imagine how they look at us? Like, we must be like archaic beasts, like poop, scrape, done. Right. If you've ever seen like a Japanese toilet, okay.
Oh my gosh.
It is like a whole nother. It's just a whole nother world.
It's like stepping into the world 2100 or the year 2100.
It's like when you open the door,
It opens.
it opens for you. The shitter lid opens.
Yeah. The lid opens and it says hello.
It welcomes you.
Yeah. It literally.
Like, please please shit in me.
And by the time you sit down, the seat is warm, and not from somebody else's ass.
Dude, warm toilet seats, I swear to God, are the greatest thing ever.
They are.
The worst thing in the middle of the night, if you have to like, okay. Sometimes I don't like to stand to piss. Because I'm too fucking lazy.
Exactly.
So I become what we would call in Germany a Sitzpinkler, which means you sit down to pee.
Okay.
And if you've ever had a warm toilet seat, like usually during winter, right, the heater's cranked on in wherever you're living. So the porcelain or the plastic seat is not cold. You sit down and you just go, oh, that's so nice. Compared to when you sit on a cold seat, if you're like, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, God, I have to either take a shit or I gotta piss like a fucking racehorse. You sit down in a warm seat makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Just go.
It's so nice.
And it doesn't just like wake you up out of your dead kind of like I'm half awake, half asleep state.
Yes, you can sit down,
go back to bed.
Just chill. However, the act of the water spraying up onto your asshole probably wake you up a little bit.
Probably. It would be an odd experience for someone that's never like.
Yeah.
I've never personally used a bidet in my life.
It's amazing.
But I can believe it's probably a hell of a lot better than people want to think it is.
Yes, it is. It's a lot better.
Because number one, it's clean water.
Yes.
Whereas if you sit down on the toilet and you take like the most violent shit of your life, you get backsplash.
Yes.
And that shit sucks.
Yes,
Backsplash is horrible. Especially if you're using a public restroom in an airport.
Oh.
In a connecting flight. I just about made someone throw up. And you're on a time crunch. So you gotta think about this as like an Olympic event. Okay? You're going for gold.
Yeah.
You are going for the best time. Like you're a track and field runner. You're trying to Usain Bolt that shit out of your ass and move on with your day.
Literally.
So you sit down.
Literally,
Actually,
Usain
well,
Bolt
so
that
number one,
shit out of
number
your
one,
ass.
unless you're in real desperation, you put the cover on it. Unless we're in Chicago O'Hare, where the seats have an automatic ring.
Yes.
With the cover that comes out.
And every time you walk, it goes.
And then zzz, and it puts a fresh one out. But so you sit down and you just power. It's best if you grab the handicap stall with the
kegels.
bars for power squeezers. All right. And you just force that fucker out. But then you get backsplash and you go, nope. I have a disease now.
Yep. You feel the water tickle your asshole, and you're like, no, I don't want it.
And so you reach for that toilet roll as fast as human. Like you've never reached for something faster in your life because you're just like, get it off of me.
Yep. The really nice thing about bidets is you feel so fucking clean after it. When you have a nice bidet that has the water that sprays up, that you can heat the water, and then also when it's done, it comes out and starts blow drying your ass. You will never feel more pampered in your life. When you can press a fucking button on your toilet seat, it will wash your asshole. And then with warm water, you can control the temperature of this water. And then press a button and it blow dries your asshole. It's an amazing feeling. Stay at a really nice hotel and get one of the really nice suites. When I went to New York, it was New York. When I went to New York, sorry, I had to consult my girlfriend on this. Our buddy Andy got us the governor's suite, which was a side note, huge ass room with 2 levels and a spiral staircase going up to the second floor. Coolest experience of my life. But I digress. Both toilets in the hotel room had bidets on it and little remotes next to it. Never experienced a bidet before. It's fucking funny for the first experience, especially with because you don't know how somebody's gonna react. You don't know if they're gonna go oh god, or you're gonna go ooh.
Ooh.
and then pop a little bit of a boner.
Oh, I'm sorry. That puts me on another tangent. That's one of the worst things ever. Is when you got like a half chub, and you go to sit down, and the tip of your dick touches like the bowl of the toilet,
It's so bad.
and you just go because it's cold. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh no.
And then you kind of do a hover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to physically stand and just and hover
Oh.
because you're like, oh God, what is in my urethra? Like
My
it's
girlfriend
a,
is plugging her ears at this moment.
it's a horrendous experience, and I'm sure there are dudes out there that can relate.
Yes.
Because it's God forbid.
It's so bad. Anyways, but the funniest experience, like, because it's so nice though, but the funniest experience is standing outside the bathroom door after your buddies. Chances are when you find out there's a bidet, you're not going to go in there and take a shit first. You're going to go in there, you're going to drop your pants, and you're just going to sit down and turn it on because you want to experience it. And it's so funny because standing outside the bathroom, you can just hear like, and you can just hear the person either react, go, ah, no, God, turn it off, or they can go, ah, ooh, or the best one is, ah, ooh, hello.
Ooh.
It's just try it if you get the chance. It's great.
Wow, what a weird tangent.
Yeah, what a weird tangent. What a weird tangent to go from where we were.
You go from really serious topic to, yo, by the way, bidets are kind of the shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Literally.
Yo, you ever touch your penis to the toilet seat? Or the bowl of the loo? Not fun.
It's so bad. Oh God, voice crack. I am legal age to drink. Excuse me.
Yeah, you want to see my ID picture? Because it's horrible.
You want to see my ID picture? I was blonde. Like blonde.
Mine is so funny. Like, because when I went to go get it taken, the first picture got screwed up because I blinked.
Oh.
And she was just like, okay, 3, 2, 1, and just took a random shot. I look drunk in my picture. I kid you. I shit you not. Like, the camera won't see it for personal reasons, obviously.
Yes.
Look at that photo.
Oh, for the love of God.
That is my photo for my license. I look intoxicated. Like, I just look like I am gone entirely, which I was not. I will have you know.
Yeah, I just did my license. I got my license while I was drunk. Yeah, bro. No.
Because it was like, I got that the day after I turned 21. I went to the DMV.
Nerd, I got mine the day of.
I was too lazy.
I needed it so I could drink.
Oh, well. Actually, I went to a restaurant. I'm not going to name the restaurant. On my 21st birthday. And I had forgotten my ID.
Oh.
Because they can still check your vertical ID, and it shows the day you turn 21. I forgot my fucking ID because I'm a certified genius. And the guy goes, shit, dude. I can 100% believe you're not pulling a prank on me. I will get you a drink.
Oh, shit.
And I got to drink on my 21st birthday, despite the fact that I forgot my license.
Nice.
Which was awesome. And he was one of the best servers I've ever had. It was a cool experience.
Tip your waiters and waitresses.
Like I said, there are plenty of good people out there, and there's always going to be a sour apple in the basket. And unfortunately, it ruins the pie for everybody.
Yep. Gone full circle with this.
Yeah. So, with that, we're going to wrap up this episode.
Yes, we will. Wow. That was
It's been deep thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Deep thoughts.
Deep Thoughts with Colin and Alex.
Even though it's not the name of the fucking show.
No.
We hope you all try out Tank 7. We really enjoyed it.
Yes.
I'm going to continue to buy it because it's good. We hope to see you back here next week. Hopefully. We'll see. For episode 3.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm Alexander.
I'm Colin.
We're your hosts for Bitters, Brews, and Laughs. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.